live side split stretching. Follow along so you don't have to know anything. You just come on in and start going because I talk way too much so that you know exactly what we're doing for the most part. That's it. We build consistency by doing this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. And we do that every day, which means eventually, inevitably, you showing up every day, me showing up every day, we're going to build a little bit of community. And hopefully, with that community, we hopefully will have a little bit of fun, have some good times, have some positivity towards whatever hard thing that we're doing on the floor, struggling and suffering through. And with that, maybe we'll make some really good progress together. Okay? That's the goal. Hang out, have fun, do some good stretchy. Lulu says, let's go, my super class. Lovely. Okay, let's do it. Ooh. Hip cars is how we're starting. These are all about moving your leg through its maximum range of motion at that hip joint using your own muscle power. And so this workout or this exercise is going to look a little bit like this. We're going to bring this knee up as high as it can go directly in the front. We're going to open it wide to the side, keep the knee high, open it out as much as you can. And then finally, we're going to rotate this leg so the knee is down, the ankle is up. Try your best to rotate. Then bring the leg down and back. Feel the stretch in the, or flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Feel the stretch in the front of the hip, in the hip flexor. And that is 1 rep. We're going to do 10 of these. Let's go. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. Whew, I think that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Oh, if your legs are a little bit tired, it's totally normal, especially if you're joining us for the first time. These are basically brand new muscles you haven't really used before. So, give yourself a second, give yourself a break. And this other leg that you might not feel like has done anything just yet, if you've been using it to balance, this hip might also be really tired. So, beat those muscles up until they're loose, until they're relaxed. And if you need to, do a little dance, shake it out. We're just getting started, and this is just the beginning of the warm-up. Okay, let's go. One more. High knee, open up that hip, rotate the leg so that the ankle is as high as you can bring it. Bring the leg back, down. Ooh, I just lost balance. If you're also losing balance, hold on to something. It's okay. Flex your hamstrings, flex your glutes, pull the leg back behind you, and that is 1 rep. Let's do 10 of these. High knee, open it up all the way to the side, keep the knee high, rotate the leg so that the ankle comes up. Bring the leg down and back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch in the hip flexor. Let's go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last 1, 10. Oh. Hip cars on the left side, hip cars on the right side. Shake out the legs, give those hips a little bit of a pounding massage, and breathe. All right, and we're gonna do the other side, and by other side I mean we're gonna go backwards. All right. It's the same exact movement, but we are doing it in reverse. All right. Let's go back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Lift directly up to the side. Try to get that ankle up higher. Bring the ankle all the way back down, and then bring the knee all the way to the front. Those are the 4 places. Let's go. Back, side, ankle, knee. That's 1. 2, back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee. I think that's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I think that's 10, but I'm really bad at counting when I'm focused on trying to hit that end range of motion. So I think number 11 might have also been number 10. Oh, okay. Last leg. We are almost done with hip cars. Let's go. Back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Lift directly to the side. Bring the ankle up higher. Rotate the leg. Bring the ankle all the way back down. And finally, bring the knee to the front. Remember, the goal is to get stronger in each of these positions, so your hips are going to get tired. And what we're trying to do is make our hips move better, but also have our muscles be stronger so that we can move better by choice. All right, I think this is 5, 6. Man, I'm super off balance today. So I'm gonna grab this wall and keep going. 8, 9, and I think that's 10. But again, I never know on that last one. Here's 10. Okay. Oh, that's our first warm-up exercise. Come on over, take a break. Welcome, everybody. And I'm going to check the chat real quick just to see what is going on. Book Chick has sent something cool, and she got a number 1 gifter badge. Oh, thank you. I don't know when this happened, but this is awesome. Che liked the live a bunch of times. Trish has loved the live because she's liked it 3 times too. This is awesome. Hi, Che. Whew, Lulu says hello. Okay, scrolling all the way back up. See if we got anything else to address. A whole bunch of people are coming in and follow. Che, thank you for the rose. Mbam says, hey, nice live. Hey, thank you. All right. And on YouTube, we have Niha saying hi as well. Lovely. Queen RR, hi, hello, hello. Okay, if you're just joining and you have no idea what we're doing, we do 45-ish minutes of live side split stretching every single day. And the goal is to build consistency, to build a little bit of community, make it a little bit more fun for you to show up every single day, struggle a little bit on the floor, suffer through some side split stretches, and hopefully that makes it easier for us to collectively make a whole bunch of progress in our side splits and work on that hip mobility. If that sounds fun, if that sounds interesting, that sounds cool, hit follow, hit subscribe. We do this every day. There's a caveat to that. I'm possibly going to need to change the time for tomorrow morning or for tomorrow evening. But we'll get into that later. Okay, let's go. We just finished the hip cars. That is the first of our warm-up exercises. We're going to do number 2, and that is the elephant walk. The elephant walk is mostly about the hamstrings, and we are just going to get into this position like you're trying to touch your toes. I want you to feel like you're bringing your belly button down towards the ground. The focus is always going to be the belly button, okay? If you have achy knees and they're hard to keep straight, you can give them a slight bend. That is totally okay. Just focus on bringing the belly button down, and your hamstrings and maybe even your glutes are going to start activating, and they're going to be like, whoa, 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 what are you doing? And they're going to get all tight and complaining. That's okay. It's part of the process. If you're a little bit higher up, that's also just fine. As long as your hamstrings are, kind of angry at you, then we're good. That's all we need. All right. From here, we're just hanging out for a couple more seconds, and then we're going to start slowly shifting our weight and bending one knee at a time. I want you to keep trying to bring your belly button down as low as you can. Remember, I'm saying belly button, not your head. Focus on the bottom part of your stomach coming down towards the ground. And you can start this. Start shifting your weight. Bend one knee at a time. You should feel a whole bunch of almost movement inside your leg. Just stuff. Almost grinding and rubbing against each other inside your leg. Those are the different muscles, the different tissues inside the leg shifting because you're asking it to do so while in this tightened position. And this is all totally normal. everything is good. Unless you're feeling like actual intense pain, then that's not good. But for the most part, if it's just weird, if it's a little uncomfortable, it's a little strange, then it's fine. All right, we have done a little bit of this. Really focus for the last 5-10 seconds on bringing your belly button down while you're doing it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. Oh. If you did that right, your hamstrings are gonna feel a little weird. Maybe there's like tinglingness in your legs right now. That's all relatively normal, so don't worry about that. And we're gonna get into some thoracic rotation. We're gonna get into that same position, one knee bent, one leg straight, belly button down, and we're gonna take the left hand. So right now my right leg is straight. I'm gonna take my opposite hand, the left hand, push against it, rotate my chest to the right, lift my right hand up into the air, behind me, look at those fingers, and come on back down. And then switch. Right knee is bent, left leg is straight, right hand pushes off left leg, chest turns to the left, hands go up into the air. And feel that stretch in the spine. Feel the shoulder muscles, the shoulder blade contracting and trying to pull your arm back behind you. And come on back down. Whew, that's 1. We're just going to do 5. Let's go. Rotate. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Okay. That is a little thoracic rotation, which is just fancy words for rotating your upper back. Getting that loosened up. We contracted some of the muscles in the shoulders. We're really reaching behind us with our arms, so hopefully your arms are now a little warmed up, because this is the only thing that we do for the arms or the upper back to get them warm. Oh, I'm gonna check the chat real quick. Hansi Riddy says, ouch, I'm about to crack something. If you're just gonna make some noises with your back and it's gonna feel really good, like relief, then that's good. If it's gonna feel bad, then don't do it. Your spine is designed to be able to twist, to be able to rotate. A lot of people who don't spend a lot of time doing it or have gotten injured in the past might not feel comfortable doing a lot of rotation, and that is 100% okay. You got to tell me, or you got to figure out for yourself what you're willing to do, what you're able to do, and what you kind of want to do. So I believe in you. You have the absolute right to make that decision. You got this. All right. Trey says, you're my new accountability partner. See you at 8 every day to get my stretch on. Pepper says, I need to hydrate after that one. Good. Yeah, you hydrate so I can also hydrate. Everybody, hydrate. Jake Long says, I'm what you can. Lovely. Okay. I'm scrolling up to see if there's anything else in the chat I need to... Pepper asks, how far should the feet be? The feet in this situation, in most situations, you can keep it at hips width. So if this is your hip, go straight down. It might look like there's like a slight angle as it goes outwards, but it's about hips width. If it's a little bit more in, you become a little less stable, especially when you're rotating. So it's not that helpful for anything. So if you do hips width, slightly wider than hips width for pretty much everything that we do, other than the next stretch or the next exercise, the Cossack switch, you should be good. And I'm glad you appreciate the easy beginner series. Ooh, okay, cool. Let's do this. Have some coffee, have some water. Let's get into the third warm-up exercise, our final warm-up exercise. This might be the most intense part of the whole entire thing. It is the Cossack switch, and it looks a little bit like this. We're gonna open up our legs decently wide, and then we're gonna drop down to one side. It doesn't matter how wide it is when you start dropping down, because you can just move your leg to wherever it needs to go. Cool? On this side, the bent up leg, we want to feel the Achilles tendon getting stretched, so we want the knees to travel over the toes. But before we do that, we want to make sure the knees are traveling in the same direction that your toes are pointing. Okay? I don't want your knee to go this way. I want your knee to go that way. Same direction. Now that you are doing that, which is a little bit hard to see sometimes if you're going off at an angle anyway, you have to like, does this look right? Does it feel right? And that's okay. Now that you know to look for it, you'll know not to do it. All right. Heels, Achilles stretch, calf stretch. You're feeling pressure in the front of that ankle. You're feeling pressure in that hip joint. And I want you to just try your best to hang out here. It's going to be really tiring on your quad muscles. So if you absolutely need to, and most of you will, your heel can come up so you can get into more of a resting position. But do try to get as compacted as possible. Cool? While we're resting and we're getting the muscles used to this squished up position, let's talk about this leg. Right now, my heel is down, my toes are up, and my knees are up. This is basically the same position that we're going to be in for the side split. So you're doing like a side split on one side of your body already. That's amazing. It's really hard. So the reason why we do this rotation is because the hip bone and the thigh bone, they got their own little nubs and corners and weird shapes. And it just so happens that if you try to do a side split like this with your feet down, you might actually feel it right now if you try it. There's something that just jams up in your hip. So to avoid that, if you externally rotate, the thigh bone goes way out over there and it doesn't smash into your hip bone as bad. Cool? So that's what we need. External leg rotation, aka heels down, toes up, knees up. Cool? Now let's move over to the other side. You can put your hands down to take some of that weight off. We're gonna do the same thing, right? Knees over toes. Feel the stretch in the Achilles, feel the pressure in the ankle, feel the pressure in the hip. Try to sit and hang out deep in this position. Give your body some time to adjust to it. And your heel might need to come up so that you can hang out here without putting a whole bunch of stress on your quad muscles and feeling like you're burnt out. On the other side, same thing. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are up. This is basically half of a side split stretch. Whew. While we hang out this time, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about different ways to do the switching. So we're resting here in this position to give our bodies a couple of seconds to adjust and relax. But the goal after this is to start shifting our weight from side to side and to build some strength in the movement as deep as we can. So we want to keep our butt as low as we can and get from side to side. You might not be strong enough to do that, and that is okay. If you want, you can put your hands down to take away the part of the skill that is balance. You can put your hands on the ground to reduce some of the weight in your legs, and you can focus on trying to stay as deep as you can in this position. If you're feeling a little bit stronger, you can remove your hands altogether and slowly shift from side to side, or you can extend your back so you're sitting up straight almost. Put your arms out in front of you to help balance. You can keep going, all right? If these are a little bit painful on the knees, you can come up to a quarter squatted position first, come over, and then slowly sit back into that deep stretched out position. You can come into a full squat, and then come down into the full hang out at the bottom position. Whatever you want to do. You've seen all the variations, and I hope you've already started. Otherwise, I'm going to be going for a long time. I think I've already done 10. Let's try to do 10 from side to side. You can do the first couple really gentle with your hands down. You can do all of them with your hands down. We just want the movement to start feeling smooth, and that's why we're doing 10 of these. Because when the movement starts feeling smooth, then your hip joint and your leg bones are going to be moving a lot better. And that is what we want for when we get into the side splits. Because like I said, this is basically half of a side split. I have completely lost count of how many I have done. Because I have done a ton already at this point. But I think this puts me at 7 or 8. 9. And 10. Okay, whew. Come on up. Shake out the legs. If you've done way more than 10, kudos to you. If you've been actually counting and keeping track and you're like, that was 10 half an hour ago, Ken, what are you even doing? Then thank you for keeping track and doing exactly as I asked. Whew. All right. Lota says, I can't get as low. That is entirely normal. I have been doing this for a really long time. And I have certain muscles that are really, really, really stiff and bad. But some muscles, like the Cossack switch muscles, got a lot lower to the ground fast. If you are higher up in the air, there's lots of different reasons. One of them could be your body is scared of you getting into that position. Right? So if we did not extend the leg out and you could kind of hang out like this with your heels up and you're all scrunched up like this, then you can basically do the same, or you should be able to do basically the same with your scrunched up leg. The extended leg, if that's what's holding you back, then there's nothing we can do about that. But if it's your scrunched up leg, this one, all squished, that you're struggling to come down on, then you might need to strengthen different parts of the range of motion. So if you're struggling from in between here to the bottom, like that little range, then you just need to work on that strength building a little bit by trying to get as low as you can and then just coming up a little bit at a time. What else? If you are struggling to get deeper into the stretch, it's just a matter of time. The more you do this, the more comfortable you get into the position, the more familiar you are with the position, the easier it will be for you to get into these positions. There's a bit that is ankle mobility. There's a bit that's hip mobility. You might even find if you just point your leg in a slightly different direction, you'll get deeper. Cool? All right. What we just do? We just finished up the Cossack switch. That is our 3 warm-up exercises. Let's come on up into standing, shake out the legs, give our hips a little pounding, a little massage, and we're gonna get right into the first stretch. The first stretch is the hamstring stretch, and I need a pillow. Hold on. We're gonna do the hamstring stretch like this on one knee. So go ahead and grab something to pad that knee. If you feel really strong and feel like a badass, you don't want anything to pad your knee, that's fine. I can't force you. But you can use basically anything. I got a yoga block. It's not the softest thing in the world, but it's good enough. It's softer than the floor. Yeah, usually I say stuff like go get some old flip-flops, go steal your child's pillow. They won't notice. Grab a dog bed. They'll really love you for that, and you can decide what you want to go grab. Okay, let's go. Hamstring stretch. I hope you're back, because we're going. Let's. Sorry, I thought I just saw a crazy notification. All right, let's point our hips, our chest, our head directly forward, and stick that leg directly in front of us. I know from the camera angle, it's going to look like I'm sticking the leg like at a diagonal off to the side. I promise I'm really trying my best to stick it right in front. If I do that, it looks like it's more in front. It's the camera angle. Okay. From here, we're focused once again on the belly button. We're trying to bring it down towards the thigh. Imagine trying to bring the belly button to touch the thigh. Oof. And your hamstrings should really tighten up. It should get really intense. And that is exactly what we want. From here, I want you to do one more thing. I want you to pull your leg into its hip socket. So instead of being all extended out here like we're doing our front split, I want you to whoosh, pull it into the hip so that you can focus on just the hamstring. Whew. From here, I want you to do a big inhale, slow exhale, and see if you can fold deeper into the stretch. Oh, if your knee hurts a little bit, you can bend it slightly, and you can still get all the benefits of this hamstring stretch. That's it. This is the position. We're ready to go. One more inhale, one more exhale. As you exhale, try to get deeper into the stretch. And we're going to hold this, apply steady pressure for 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Remember to breathe. And also bring the belly button down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on up out of that hamstring stretch. Oh, shake out the leg. And let's switch to the other side. Once again, as we get into position, I want you to pull that leg into the hip socket. I want you to focus on folding the belly button down to the thigh. Try to keep your lower back mostly straight. If it rounds a little bit in the upper back, that's fine, as long as you're not applying a lot of pressure and you're feeling the pressure bending at the top or sort of the middle part of your back over here, then it's almost okay. Okay, try to keep your back relatively neutral, relatively straight. Whew. Okay, let's go. Inhale, slow exhale. Fold deeper. On the next inhale, don't come flying up and then try to squish back down. Stay in the same position. Inhale gently. Exhale and see if you can get deeper. Okay, we're ready to go. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Again, if you need to bend your knee a little bit to take some pressure off the knee, that is okay. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, almost done, 2, 1, 0. Oh. Pull the leg back in. Take your time. Come back into standing. And we're done with the cushion. You don't need it anymore. So you can just whoosh, toss it out of the way. I was very gentle with that toss. I have knocked over so many things, but today I knocked over absolutely nothing, and I feel proud of myself. Okay. Now that we are up and standing, go ahead, give yourself a little light massage with your fists. Don't beat yourself up too much. It's just some stretching. Okay, that is the first of our 5 stretches. We're going to go into stretch number 2. And the second stretch is called the butterfly stretch, or the tailor's pose if you're in some parts of the world. It looks like this. We are bringing our feet in together and pulling it towards our body. The goal of the stretch is to get stuff here in the groin stretched out. And is kind of a conceptually difficult stretch because you want to bring your knees to the ground. And as I always encourage you, we want to get stronger. We want to use our muscles to do that so that we have control over the flexibility, control over the position. So I want you to start by figuring out if the muscles that you're using are actually pulling your leg down. Because if suddenly you find that your inner thigh muscles are working really hard when you're trying to pull you down, you're actually fighting against your outer thigh muscles and your glutes. Anyways, that's a side tangent. We didn't even get into position. My hips, my shoulder, my head is against this wall. Ooh, and it's trying to keep my back straight. I promise that if you go against the wall, everything will be easier. So just go ahead and do it. If you don't have a patch or wall that is about 2 feet wide, a bookcase, a dresser, a door should work, as long as you're not really pushing super hard directly into the door. Cool? All right. So let's get back to using the muscles to bring our knees down. The goal is to use these outer thigh muscles and the glutes, contract them to pull your groin open. And what that's going to look like is your knees are going to travel down into the ground. So we want to use our muscles to do that. And these are definitely muscles that most people are not going to be super familiar with using. So we're just going to experiment until we figure it out. Cool? Once you have opened them as wide as you think you can get for today, take your hands and apply a little bit of pressure from above. Your shoulders, your head should feel some pressure as it pushes into the wall. And that is basically the wall pushing right back into you to help keep you stable. So we are set. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Remember, keep contracting those leg muscles. Try your best to hold them open. 19, 18, 17, 16. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh. First, reduce the pressure in your hands. And then as your legs are starting to come out of this position, you'll realize maybe your legs are not working that well. Don't be afraid. This is normal. We're going to just wake them up by giving them a little bit of movement by forcefully shaking them out with our hands for a second. And in a little bit of movement, you should be able to get your legs back to working, and everything will be a-okay. If you're wondering why your legs felt like they stopped moving for a second, it's the same reason why if you have done this as a child, where you stick your hands in the door frame and you push out, and the door frame keeps you stuck in. If you hold it for like 30 seconds, if you hold it for a minute, and you come out of the door frame, your hands will just like naturally fly up. Same reason. You've been working those muscles so hard that they're just kind of stuck and have forgotten what they're supposed to be able to do. They're just focused on lifting up. In our case, opening downwards. Okay. I think that's the first time I've explained it that clearly. That's what we're doing. So I hope the explanation made sense. And we're going to move on into stretch number 3, the standing pancake. Standing pancake looks basically like this. We're opening up our legs decently wide. It doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to go into your full-size split at the moment. We're folding at the hips, and we're trying to bring our belly button down towards the ground. Everything is about the belly button because the belly button is at the top of the hip bone. It's like the top of my hip bone. It's like right here. My belly button is like right here. So that's why I keep talking about the belly button, because it's easier than to say shift the hips forward, because for most people that doesn't make any sense. Okay. From the side, that same position that we were just in, it looks a little bit like this. It looks like I'm just trying to touch my toes, but my legs are a little bit wider open. This is a great position to be in for the standing pancake because gravity is pulling your whole entire upper body down into the ground, and guess what? We need that help. So, while you're here, we got two options. We can be more passive with the stretch. You can stick your butt just a little bit back, stick your arms out in front of you, and let gravity do all the work, help pull you down. You can also grab your legs and give yourself a nice pull. Feel the stretch in your hamstrings and try your best to keep your belly button as the lowest point on your body. That doesn't really make any sense because my head is clearly lower, but I want you to imagine if your body was a straight line, your belly button is pushed out more than your head. You're trying to lift the head and push the belly button down. I hope that makes sense. Okay, cool. Let's go. We're holding this for 30 seconds. And if you're pulling down, it's going to be a little bit intense. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, lean forward, put your hands down, come back into standing, and slowly slowly crawl your way around until your legs are starting to work again. I always recommend that you shake, you get a little bit loosened up in between our stretches because it kind of sucks right after a stretch. Whew. Okay, that was our hamstring, that was our standing pancake. As a third of our 5 stretches. We got 2 stretches left. The next one is either the figure 4 or the pigeon. If you've been here a bunch, then you can pick whichever one you like. But we're going to explain... Oh, I can't remember what we did yesterday. I've been trying to switch off every other day, and I can't remember if I did pigeon or figure. I think we did figure 4 yesterday, so today is pigeon. In case somebody just answered in the chat. Oh, whoops, I just spilled water everywhere. Give me a second. I have a lovely cloth to clean that up so I don't slip and die. Yes, Loda, we have the daily stretches are daily. Sorry, these stretches are daily. We do them every day. However, I think I'm going to have to make tomorrow's either really early or really late because I can't do this time tomorrow. But usually, 99.9% of the time is this time. 40 minutes before right now. Okay. I'm gonna scroll back up in the chat to see if there is anything else. Pepper says, my dog has joined my stretching space. That's normal. If you spend so much time on the floor, all of a sudden the dog's gonna be like, wait, what's this? Joining my world? Hey, this is my world. Let me show you how it's done. This is more like 2 minutes. Yeah, I do a lot of talking. So for some people, if you started getting into the position right at the beginning, you might be holding it for 2 minutes, which means I guess I'm holding it for 2 minutes, which means I'm getting a much better stretch too. Ha! Okay, what's next? We are going back into the figure 4 stretch or the pigeon stretch. I'm pretty sure we did figure 4 yesterday, so let's do the pigeon. The pigeon looks basically like this. If you've done some yoga, if you've seen some stretching videos online, pretty much inevitably you'll have seen the pigeon stretch. Basically, the knee to the ankle joint is going across your body, all right? Like so. The goal is to get the middle of your chest sort of to like the midpoint of your leg. If you have really long legs, maybe it's not the midpoint for you. For me, I'm aiming for the midpoint. Cool? And this back leg is often shown going very straight, right behind. And for some people, it's going to be a little bit hard because you need to have some hip flexibility. That is a-okay because we're focused on getting this hip stretched out. So the back leg's flexibility is not that important to us necessarily. So if you can't straighten out your leg, you can keep a nice bend and you can still get all of the stretch that we care about in the opposite hip. Cool? But if you're really trying to get into that back leg, there's a couple of ways, and I'll show them to you right now. The first one is you can elevate that front leg just a little bit. I'm going to use yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can use the couch. You can use a chair. Your leg just has to come up a little bit, and I will demonstrate to the front. If the leg that's going across, yeah, use something a little bit more stable than yoga blocks. If this leg is higher up, then the angle of the demand on your back leg, on those hip flexors, is a little bit reduced, right? And it gets even more so the case when, I'm gonna just pretend I'm doing this, when you're leaning in on something high, right? So, if you really wanna focus on that back leg, you can elevate your front leg and still get the same benefit from the hip stretch while also working on that leg. The other thing is you probably lay down a lot to sleep. You probably stand up straight a lot to walk around. And if that is the case, then you can actually start by laying down and then just roll over to try and get into this position. If you keep your chest low, you don't ever actually lift it up really high, you might be able to get to here without doing anything fancy with extra tools, okay? That is the pigeon stretch and different ways to get into it. Let's actually get into it and let's start. I want you to push this ankle, the heel, away from you. And I want you to feel the stretch out here in the side glute, the outer hip. Once you're in position, I want you to make sure your hips stay low before you bring your chest and your head down. If you bring your head all the way down, but your butt is up here, that is not really helping you, okay? So, hips low, keep the ankle from slipping around, leg back, fold forward, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. A little less explanation on this side. We're going to switch over. Ooh. Again, keep the hips low. Hold the ankle in place so it doesn't slip around. Fold forward and 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew. Man, I'm really feeling the pigeon stretch today. Oh, and with that, we are all done with all the other stretches that we do before we do the side splits. This whole entire time, up until this moment, we've been preparing for the side splits. We're doing some warm-ups, getting the joints moving. We did some Cossack switches to really put some pressure on the muscles to force them to contract and to relax. And then we did a whole bunch of stretches. The hamstring stretch, the standing pancake, butterfly stretch, and whatever we just did, pigeon. Now, we have pre-stretched some of the muscles that we're going to use in the side split. We stretched them more intensely than we probably will need to use them in the actual side split. And that is going to help us make it so that we can focus on the hard things in the side split and not, whatever other stuff is going on. V says warm up. Sorry, we already did the warm up. Don't worry, this isn't the warm up. But I guess technically, everything is sort of just preparation for the intense stuff at the end, and the intense stuff being the side splits. Cool. All right, take one more sip of water, and I guess coffee for me. Oh, okay. Don't worry, I talk you through everything to come, and you don't have to know anything. So we're gonna go through, do some side splits, or get into our deepest side split. And yeah, if you're enjoying this, if you like what's happening right now, we're doing some daily stretching, and you don't have to know anything. You don't have to have any preparation. We come in, do the warm up, get into some stretches, and then eventually get into some side splits. We do this every day, so keep coming back. Hit follow, hit subscribe, practice consistency with me. Somebody said it in the chat. I'm their accountability partner. I guess I kind of signed up for that role by being here every day, but you can do it too. Take advantage. Okay, let's go. We are doing some side splits. A lot of stretching is about letting the muscles relax and getting into a deeper position, right? That's what we want, to get deeper. And one of the components of letting the muscles relax is your sense of safety, your sense of security. If you go into a situation, you're kind of scared, you're kind of nervous, if you feel like you're about to get mugged, your whole body's going to be a little bit tense, right? Same thing for the side splits. Maybe you don't feel like you're going to get beat up, but if your body thinks you can't get into that position, your body doesn't think it's safe, there's some subconscious thing going on in the back of your head, then you're also going to be really tight. So one of the ways that we try to get some safety, some sense of security while in the side split position is to have a wall behind us. And that's because if you start falling forward, it's easy enough to catch yourself. But if you start falling backwards, it is so scary. But if you have a wall right behind you, maybe your shoulder will hit, maybe your butt will hit, maybe you'll round your back and your back will hit. Try to not have your head hit the wall because that would be bad. Then you only fall like 6 inches, right? So try to find something that you can stand just in front of, something stable, something sturdy, that if you fall backwards, if you lose balance, the wall will be there to catch you. Try not to do it right next to like a doorknob or something because that will hurt way bad, and we don't want that. We want to feel safe and secure, not pain. Cool. Let's move on. I recommend 8 to 12 inches in front of that wall, by the way. Now we're moving on. Let's get into this open leg-ish position. It doesn't have to be your deepest just yet, but I don't want any pain in the hips right now. We're gonna fold forward. Oh, your hips might crack like mine just did. Put your hands down, and we're gonna do something like a mini push-up, all right? What we're doing right now is making sure that there's some weight in our hands, and if there's weight in our hands, then some weight is removed from our legs. That makes it easier to externally rotate. If you've been here since the very, very beginning, you'll know I talked about external leg rotation in the beginning. What that means is your heel is down, your toes are up, and your knees are pointing up. We need to do this so that your thigh bone does not smash into your hip bone when we're doing the side splits, and that allows us to get a little bit deeper. If you, after doing this, feel like you're already stuck and this is your deepest side split, that's totally fine. That's okay. You can just hold it here. If you want, you can try to walk your hands back, put some of that body weight we removed by putting it to the front of our body right back into our legs, and it's gonna feel really intense as you put more pressure into your legs. But maybe that pressure is exactly what you need, and it's gonna help bring you down into a deeper stretch. Whew. Finally, we're going to do a little wiggle from side to side to see if we can get a little bit deeper, break the friction holding our feet back. And this is it. This is it. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Oh, I slipped out. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, walk your hands forward. Come on out of that side split position. Bring your knees in. We hung out in it for quite a bit longer than we needed to because I did a bunch of explaining. We're going to speed up the explaining from now on because we've covered it once, and hopefully you were here for that one time. And then some of those side splits will be a little bit faster. Cool. Okay. Take a couple of deep breaths, recover from that, and then we'll come back into standing. We are going to start shaking, wiggling, flopping around. And that is because what we just did was put our legs into a really tense position. Now we want them to be super loose and super relaxed. The easiest way to do that is actually just to flop it around and shake it out. If it can flop, if it can shake, if it can just wiggle, then the muscles cannot be tense. Because if they were tense, you'd be moving like a robot. Okay? So, if you need sort of like some guidance on how to flop around, imagine flicking water off your hands, flicking water off of your legs, and that's a good start. Do it for 5 to 10 seconds on each leg. And then, if you want to make it a little bit more advanced, you can try to relax the ankle and have that flop around. You can add a little bit of this knee internal and external rotation. It's just going to look like nothing is happening because your knee is kind of just shifting in place while you shake out the leg. And experiment with it. At the end of the day, all we care about is that your leg muscles are relaxed and loose. We've taken some time to let it recover. If you're struggling with any part of it, which is totally normal because this might be your first time, instead of shaking it out, you can just add in some movement. All right, so this right here, super important, internal, external rotation of the hip. Help move that a little bit because a lot of the flicking comes from sort of the knee and the hip moving to the front. If that didn't make any sense, let me know, because I'll try to explain that better next time. Let's go and do some joint checks to make sure everything is working okay. We're going to do some hip circles, just 2. Make sure everything feels fine. We're going to do some high knees, just 2. Make sure everything is fine. Gonna pop into a mini squat, put some pressure on the knee, put some pressure on the ankle, put some pressure on the toes, do a calf raise or 2, and if everything is working smoothly and moving normally, might not be perfect, depending on how your body was moving before, then we are good to continue and do round 2 of the side splits. We spent a lot of time making sure our body is relaxed so that when we go into the next round, you have the best possible position to get into a deeper stretch. And we do the checks because there's a lot of strain put on the body. And I want to make sure that before you go into a position where you're going to strain your muscles, you're going to put a lot of pressure on your joints are feeling okay and ready to work. Cool? So if you're ever wondering why I do all the stuff in between each of the side splits, is to relax and it's to make sure before we put pressure, your body is ready for it. Cool? Let's stand in front of that wall, 8 to 12 inches, and open up those legs. Put your hands down like you're going to do a push-up. Externally rotate the legs because the weight is in your hands. Walk your arms back into the hips. You might notice that you're already deeper into the side split than that first round that we just did. And we're going to do a wiggle from side to side, see if we can get deeper. And that's it, 30 seconds, let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, we're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, walk your hands forward, bring your legs back in. Relax for a second. Breathe. Come on back into standing, take some steps. And once again, we're gonna shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. We've already done 2 side splits. So now we really wanna shake out the legs so that when we go into the third, you're as prepared as possible. You're as loose and relaxed as possible. And that will help you get into a deeper third side split. Shake out the leg. Shake, 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 shake. Flop, 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 flop. This shaking and this flopping is super useful for anything that you are doing that requires muscle tension. So if you're lifting weights, for example, and you're in your rest in between sets, you can also shake and loosen out the muscles so they're not in this perpetually tense state. The more tense you are, the more you're going to struggle getting that last rep in your next set. And the looser you are, the easier it will be to take your time and contract through that full range of motion. And that's a horrible explanation. I don't like how I said that. Just shake it out in between sets and compare the difference if you lift weights. Okay. Lift. Oh. That is me trying to fill time so that you have a bunch of time to shake out your leg and to move a little bit better. And today, for whatever reason, my brain is not coming up with anything good. Okay. Once your legs are feeling a bit loose, let's very intentionally add in some hip rotation right here. Knee going in, knee coming out. Stanky leg, if you please. Do the same on both sides. Just 5-10 reps is fine. You don't have to do them with any force, any weight, just moving through the hip joint. Okay, I think that's about it. Let's do our quick checks and get into side split number 3. Hip circles. You can be a little bit more thorough on this check because the more of these we do, the more of the side splits that we do, the more piled on intensity the joints are suffering from. Put some pressure on the knees, put some pressure on the ankles, put some pressure on the feet and toes, do a little bit of a calf raise. If everything feels good, then you are ready for side split number 3. Let's go. Take a big deep breath. Relax. I do some of the little pieces kind of fast, kind of intense, and it doesn't have to be that intense. By the way, if you're having fun, if you're liking this, hit follow, hit subscribe, do all those cool things, because we do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little community, and hopefully make stretching a little bit more fun so that you can keep doing it and we can make progress together. Let's go. 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall so that when you fall backwards, the wall will keep you safe. From here, I want you to fold, put your hands down like you are doing a push-up. Then walk your hands back as you externally rotate the legs. You might notice you're much deeper than the first 2 times we tried this. And if that's true, amazing. Oh, last thing, we're going to wiggle from side to side to see if it's just friction holding our feet back from a deeper stretch. Once you are as deep as you can get, it's time for our final 30 seconds. I hope you've seen the progress just from getting warmed up and shaking out in between 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we're done. Walk your hands forward. Pull the knees in. Come into kneeling for a quick second. Breathe. Relax. We just finished 3 rounds of side splits. All the hard work is done. All we have left is to shake it out one more time. Check the joints one more time. So come back into standing. You can take this nice and chill. There's no rush left. We're done. Shake out the legs. Flick that water off of your legs. Flick, 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 flick. As you get more comfortable, you can pick up the intensity. Flop, 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 flop. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Give your arms a little wiggle as well, because they're doing a lot to support your weight. All right? Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. We do this at the end because we want to make sure your muscles are loose and relaxed, and you don't just do something randomly funny and weird and just go, oh, whoa, my leg is stuck. Losing balance at some random place. Not so fun. So, shake out those legs, move around, do the stanky leg, do some dance moves, work those hips, and once you think you're done, do a couple more seconds of leg shakes. Shake, 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 shake. Okay, let's do the checks. Hip circles. We just need to do these to make sure everything feels fine. So if it feels fine, you can move on. High knees, mini squat, pressure in the ankles, pressure in the knees, pressure in the toes. Do a calf raise real quick. And if everything is moving well together, then we are officially done. I have not been at the chat in a while, and I feel a little bit bad. But we got through the whole workout fast. Whew. All right. I'm a little out of breath. So I'm going to drink water, and I'm going to scroll through the chat real quick and see if there is anything that I need to address. If you have questions or things like that, this is the time to throw them in the chat. Over on YouTube, Eduardo is being fantastic, always sending good vibes and friendly. John Gonzalez 1815 says, hello everyone in the chat. Damn, it looks painful this stretch. Yeah, it is extra painful if you start sort of in the middle and just drop into it. We do a lot of warm up and a lot of stuff before to help prepare ourselves for the side split. I'm also, I think genetically a very stiff person because I have seen my dad. He is stiff as a board, and it's taken me a really long time to get a little bit of hamstring flexibility. This might just mean like some muscles are stiff and some muscles aren't stiff, but my hamstring flexibility is pretty bad. So, yeah, sometimes it really does. It does seem painful, and it does suck. SpaceFax OP says Flash for $10. Man, I am bummed that people feel like, there's nothing else to do other than to make me accidentally read things I shouldn't have read. That's a bummer. Okay. Ling Sao Wang says, really hamstring stretch, not to activate. Terrible stretching technique. Oof. More hate advice. Okay. Well, we're going to move on. How we doing on TikTok? We did answer Lotus questions. Are these daily? Yes, we do this every day. M Note says, oh, I'm going to try this. Thank you so much. Lovely. Oh, I saw this actually earlier. V says, warm up. Yes, indeed. I think everything is technically a warm up for the next thing after. So you can get right into the next thing. Abundancia. Hey, welcome back. It's good to see you again. Thank you so much for doing this, they said. Thank you so much for being here and practicing side splits with me. Sylvia says, this is super awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the positivity to balance out the YouTube negativity. I appreciate it. Abundancia asks if I still do the 12 p.m. stretches or just the 6 p.m. Right now, I'm doing, I assume, the 6 p.m. stretches for you. And actually tomorrow is going to be somewhere in the middle. I'm thinking of doing 5:30 my time. If we usually start at 9, 5:30 my time would be 3.5 hours earlier. So instead of 6 p.m. for you, it would be 2:30 p.m. I don't know for sure. I know I have to be somewhere in the morning around the time where we are usually doing the live. So I can't do the live at the normal time. But I will post on TikTok. I will post on YouTube. I will post everywhere to let you guys know. And I will schedule the TikTok and the YouTube live to the proper time that we're actually going to be doing it so that you can see. It's totally possible that I might just cancel it because it will be 5:30 a.m. for me. And I don't know if I can handle lack of sleep anymore because I'm old. But we'll see. I will keep you posted in TikTok in some way, and in YouTube and in Instagram in some way. Cool. Lulu says, I appreciate it very much. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. And thank you for the motivation every day. Yes. Yes. I appreciate you. Thank you for writing that. It's a really good, nice way to wrap up the live. Okay. I think with that, we are all done for today. I hope you had fun. I hope you stretched a bit. I hope you feel like your hips are moving better every day. Ganowski said around, I think, week 3 or week 4 that she'd been deeper in the side splits than she's ever been. We've got a lot of really positive feedback from the lives. So if you're interested in hip mobility and you've been here since the beginning, I do encourage you to check how your hips feel right now. We started with the hip cars, right? We did the high knee, open up, rotate the ankle up, bring the leg down and back to start. And for most people, mostly, I'm speaking for myself mostly, it is really tough to start with this, both to have the muscles get working, but also there's like a lot of grinding and clicking in the hip. Right now, my hips feel so good. When I first discovered this earlier last week, I was like, oh man, why have I never done hip cars after the workout? It's like these legs aren't even my legs. They feel so much smoother and looser, and I can lift the legs so much higher after the warm-up that I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. You know, like I can do these fast, I can do these explosively. Anyways, what I mean, the takeaway from this is warm up. Whenever you're doing something, right? Like we did 3 rounds of side splits, and every single time we did it, we got a little bit deeper. That's not to say that by the fourth time, the fifth time, the sixth time, you'll still keep getting deeper, right? There's a point of no more return for you at the end of, a couple of rounds. But if you're never doing 3 rounds, if you're never doing 3 rounds of anything at all, and you're just gonna try it once, and you're like, this isn't for me, it's the same thing, right? By the time you do round 3, you'll probably feel a lot better, feel a lot more skilled, feel a lot more familiar with the exercise. So go ahead and do that. Warm up, try out the thing, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be about side splits. It doesn't have to be about this thing that we're doing here live. Just in general, when you want to do something really cool, give it a shot. Try it again. Warm up. Make sure your body's prepared because you can do so much cooler stuff when you're warmed up. All right? I feel like a lot of chat just came in right at the very end. I'm going to double check real quick. Tyler says, you're not that old. I know. I have this bad habit of blaming getting old on stuff, when in reality, I know it's not oldness. I'm not spending enough time taking care of myself, and that is what I call age, because it is a much easier excuse than admitting I'm not doing enough to take care of myself. Anyways, Sylvia, thank you for being here. Abundancia says, you remember me. Oh my God, you're so sweet. I really made me feel at home here. Thank you. Yeah, we don't have that many regulars. I think it's in the double digits of people who show up very, very, very consistently. So if you're commenting in the chat and I read your name aloud, if I've read it more than like 2 or 3 times, I think I'll generally remember as people come back. I think Angel has. I'm pretty sure you've also been here a bunch of times, but Angel is a little bit more common a name than Abundancia. And if you change your profile photo, I'm gonna be completely lost, right? Like if you change your name and you change your profile photo, I'm not gonna have any idea who you are, because all I see is this tiny little circle this size on the screen. Grateful Green Forever says, my right hip will not cooperate. I bought a split machine. I am a work in progress. Aren't we all? We are all works in progress. If we were not works in progress, then we would be perfect, amazing human beings, and I don't think anybody's like that. So that is super cool that you have a split machine. I hope you use it a lot, and I hope it brings you the progress that you want, because yeah, I'm just using gravity. Tyler with the smiley faces. Abundancia says, see you next time. Yes. Angel, we're basically on track to be at the same time pretty much all of the days. And this is a terrible time to say this, because tomorrow is going to be the one day in the foreseeable future that we're going to do a different time. But starting an hour and 13 minutes ago, so it's 10:13 for me. So an hour and 13 minutes ago is 9 o'clock for me. Wherever an hour and 13 minutes ago is for you, we have been doing this exact time pretty much for 4 months, and I think I've missed 1 or 2 lives in the last 4 months at this time. So it is same time tomorrow. If you need to schedule it in your calendar, if you need to put an alarm, go for it. I'm not going to be upset. But I appreciate that you like the live so much that, you're like, no, I missed it, because that makes me feel really good, right? My goal is to help people practice consistency, right? Like, I don't really make any money or have anything. I'm going to stretch anyway, right? And 9 p.m. is Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Most of my audience is coming from the Americas time zones, and I don't know what they're called in between. I think one's like Central and one's Mountain. I never remember which one's which. But it's in between 6 and 9 p.m. Oh, tomorrow would be a different time. Oh, sorry, Andrew. I completely forgot. Tomorrow might be at 5:30 p.m., which is 5:30 a.m. for me. I think I'm going to have to make a decision at some point today to see if I'm going to be well rested enough to actually do the live. So I might have to cancel. So, keep that in mind. But I will schedule it into the profile, splits on the side. It'll be like live at what time and live at what time. Same on YouTube. And I'll post and I'll like send out whatever variation of messages that can be sent out to the whole entire audience on whichever platform, so that you know exactly when we will be live as we get closer. But right now, tentatively, if we usually go at 9 p.m., I'm thinking 3.5 hours earlier at 5:30 p.m. So 3.5 hours earlier than whatever time you normally get on. Okay, man, my throat is super dry. Lulu says, thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Lulu, for being here. And I think we have covered everything. I will have a great rest of my day. Thank you, Lulu. I appreciate it. All right, everybody. I hope you also have a great rest of your day. And I hope to maybe see you tomorrow. But if not tomorrow, definitely the day after. If you want to take just a rest day, if you've already decided, oh, he's not going to be on time anyway, I'm going to go chill and have fun, by all means, please enjoy yourself. And I will see you the day after. Cool? Thank you, everybody, for coming. I hope you stretched. I hope you're feeling warmed up. I hope now that we got to chill out a little bit, you're feeling relaxed and ready for bed. Cool. I will see you soon. Soon. Bye, Abundancia. Good night, Sylvia. And, Grateful is coming in from Michigan. I think that's one more time zone over. So that's 8 p.m. is when we started. So it's 9:16 for you. Cool. Noted, I think. There's no way there's another time zone that fits, right? Yeah, it's got to be. Okay. Good night, Tyler. Good night, everybody. I will see you soon. Bye. All right, here on YouTube. Same, Eduardo. Thank you so much for bringing good vibes and happy energy every day. I appreciate you very much. And Queen RR, you as well. I am going to wrap up, I think. So that's it. Let's go. I'll see you tomorrow. Or soon. Soon. Bye. Ah.